football. We're students, we're volunteers, we're part of clubs and organizations. We're a community of over 100,000 students. And I just want to remind you, when we do have this discussion, we do ask that you instill the pride, and moreover, there are no harsh criticisms. And I'd like to now move it towards Amy, who is our PR person.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming out. As you know, there have been many victims in this case that happened up in Happy Valley, but today we wanted to use this opportunity for the students to pretty much express how they feel, because this has affected us, and we are victims in this case. I was at a pharmacy yesterday, and I was wearing a Penn State hoodie, and someone was like, "Oh my God, you go to Penn State, this must be so terrible." Actually, it's not. This school is great. Academics-wise, that's why I'm here. I'm not here for the football, and I'm sure many other people feel the same way. So, you know, and I do understand there are victims in this. SGA is actually going to be working on helping out the victims, but, you know, it's just taking some time. But we felt that this was necessary for the students to have an opportunity to express how they feel. You know, people are writing things on Facebook that are making us look bad and telling off reporters. But that's not who we are. We got to show the same pride that we had before this scandal happened. And again, we have to remember the victims in this as well. There are many things you can do now. You can go on, it's PSU for RAIN. That's the organization for the child abuse. Penn State alone has already collected just about $400,000 for the organization. Their goal is to actually get about $500,000, and that's $1 for each alumni member. So again, if you do want to help out, there are ways, and you can ask us in student government. You know, we can help you out. If you have anything to say, please, we hope that you come up. But first, I'd like to introduce the Chancellor, who has some words to say about this.
Actually, I didn't know I did, but okay. Thank you. I appreciate your comments, and thank you for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to say a few words. I just want to echo some of the comments that have been made, that this is a very difficult period for Penn State. It's saddest week I've seen at this institution, and I'm in my 30th year at the university. And so this is a heartbreaker for the family, for the children, for the people inside the university. And we need to do a lot to rebuild the trust and the confidence that we've always prided ourselves on having. And it's going to start with you. You are our future, and you are our best ambassadors, and you are our greatest source of pride. And so as we move forward, I ask you to do whatever you can to do the right thing and to exhibit the great sense of integrity and honesty that this Penn State community has always shown, and to also keep in mind that this is going to be a very long process. We are just at the beginning of a long, complicated legal process. So while it seems like at this moment we've been told a lot, I think there's a lot more coming, so please keep that in mind. Reserve your judgment until we really allow the process to unfold. As painful as this is, we do need to move forward, and we are moving forward. As you may have read, we have a new president. Provost Rodney Erickson has been appointed president. Robert Pangborn, who was the vice provost for undergraduate education, is now the provost. The Board of Trustees has charged a committee of the board that will look into the situation to determine just what happened, who caused it, what needs to be done, and most important, what we need to do to make sure that this never happens at Penn State. In addition, Provost Erickson has appointed, or will be appointing, an ethics officer to ensure that if there are problems of any sort, that people have a go-to person, and that create a culture where people are not afraid to speak up and to say something. And I will tell you that we're looking at all these different processes and policies right now, and we'll be communicating all that to you. But in the meantime, if you see something that should be taking place, particularly if it's something that breaks the law, tell someone. Tell the director of student affairs, tell a professor. And if there's no one around and you see a bad thing happen, pick up the phone and call 911. And so anyway, once again, thank you so much. I just I'm all ears. I want to hear what you have to say. We've had a lot of chances to talk, and I just really want to thank you for coming together to talk about this very important issue. Thank you.
So now that we ask if people would like to come up, one thing, please remember, no vulgar language. We want to show our pride, again, like I said, that we've had before this scandal. And who wants to come up and say something? This is your opportunity to voice how you feel. Everything stays in this room. No one's going to judge you. Come on, I know somebody has an opinion about this and they need to share it. Well, either way, I am proud to be a Penn State student. Like I said, I came here for the academics. You know, I stayed here because I didn't want to go up to Maine. I didn't want to be part of that. I wanted to be part of this small branch campus. Again, the whole football program is completely different than the academics. And we need to remember that the Board of Trustees made their decisions. Can they be reversed? I mean, we really don't know. It's up to them. But we need to move on with what they did. And we have, again, we still have to show that pride. We are all so happy to be here. We love this school. So we need to show that. If we love the football, that's great. But right now, we need to focus on the academic part of this.
I wanted to say just, more of what she said. Like this is an opportunity for us to speak. I mean, I understand the seriousness of this, but something that we need to discuss, and something, like I said, that we need to instill is the pride, and that comes with all of you. Like the chancellor said, you're the future, so it's up to you to go out of your way and try to instill that Penn State pride, whether it's talking to people about child abuse prevention, going to centers, telling people, advising them, and moreover mentoring them about this scenario, and moreover being that we are Penn State, providing that educational aspect of it. So it really lies on you. And this is just the starting point. Like she said, it's a very, very long process. This is something that is going to take a very, very long time to complete. So we really, really need your support. So please, if I ask if anyone would like to say something, I would greatly appreciate it. Go ahead.
Alice? Am I good? Okay. Well, I was sick throughout this whole thing, so I basically was hearing from other people what was going on, and I did some research on it too. Basically, it was a terrible thing, but I feel like they weren't fair with
Firing?
Yeah, firing people. I feel like they weren't fair with that, because it wasn't fair that Joe Pond knew about it, but he wasn't the first person that knew about it. So that's what I think. But honestly, for us, it should not make a difference academic-wise, because it's only football. And like everyone said, this is a great campus, so it shouldn't affect our campus, but we should do something about it to change things up, and always speak up for when we see something like that happen.
Anyone want to comment on what Anna just said?